Tracy Walder's with us, NewsNation national security contributor. It's the first time I saw Tracy. We were covering live events and, from the campaign, so I was watching it along with you. You need a ladder. They're scrambling, the local authorities, to get up on that roof. Gunmen would have already been taken out by the Secret Service sniper by then. Thoughts on what we just saw from the body cam?
You know, it's really interesting. Thank you for having me, Connell. In my opinion, I have to be completely honest, there really doesn't seem to be as much of a sense of urgency as I thought there would be. Yes, they are trying to secure the scene. It's not that people are just sort of sitting around, but you hear them say multiple times in there, get them out of here, get them out of here. So my question to that is was this building actually secured? Were there people around this building that shouldn't have been around this building? I'm questioning why they would want to get people out of there. So I think that was kind of the first thing. Also, there still are, at least from what I could hear, shots going off. It's hard to know if that's Secret Service returning fire, obviously, or the suspect. Also, one thing I don't really hear are the Secret Service on the comms, and it's very evident that securing this facility, based on who is there, lied solely with the local police.
So on that point about securing the facility, that's interesting. When I heard "get them out of here," I thought maybe somebody from the crowd had walked from the venue or outside the fence. Remember, this was outside that perimeter and walked near the building. But you're saying maybe the building itself just wasn't secure.
To be completely honest with you, that's what I'm wondering. But again, it's very easy to play Monday morning quarterback, right? You know, I wasn't there. I wasn't part of this situation. But the reality is we do know that this building was under the purview of local PD, not the Secret Service, right? It was under the outside perimeter, if you will. So the reality is this building should have been completely locked down with a small-ish perimeter around it. So if there were people who were going to this rally around it, then that's concerning as well, because there probably should have been police also around it securing it. They
seem to have trouble, they're trying to, any way they can. So you heard a bunch of times, hey, get a ladder, and anything they can think of to get up on the roof. But the 20-year-old kid got up on that roof and apparently didn't have a ladder with him, right? As far as, he didn't bring it, I don't think.
That's another thing that stuck out to me as well. Again, look, I'm former law enforcement. I try to be respectful. I'm not here to put anyone down, obviously. But the reality is the 20-year-old kid got up on that. I went to training at Quantico. They all went to training as well. That is something that they should have been able to do, or had been thinking of a way to do it, even if they had to get into the building and go up the stairs and go up. They just didn't do it quick enough, in my opinion.
Now, to just one more point on this, just to be clear where you stand, these are the local police, and like you say, you're trying to be careful in how you characterize their behaviors. Just a limited video, this one body cam that we were looking at. But the buck still stops with the Secret Service, right? I mean, it was their responsibility to make sure the building was secure, even if the local cops were the ones doing it, right?
Oh, 100%. I completely agree with you. And I'm certainly not absolving the Secret Service. I've said before to you that I felt this perimeter was far too small, and that is the job of the Secret Service. However, I am just very surprised, in all honesty, by how this building wasn't secured by the local PD. But I fully agree with you that the buck absolutely stops with the Secret Service.
Yeah, that was the thing. They could have been on the roof, but again, the Secret Service should have made sure they were. But instead, they were, I guess, on the second floor. So that's what we do know that from what we've found out. So that's where it starts in the locals. So it's a both and, I guess, to some extent, even if the ultimate responsibility is with the Secret Service.
Absolutely. And I saw another video of body cam as well. And in it, they are actually describing the suspect. Someone saw him, a local PD officer did see him get up on the roof. No one's communicating with the Secret Service about that whatsoever. So I don't know if the comms didn't work or if they just elected not to or didn't have a way to. That's obviously problematic as well.
Unbelievable, isn't it? Tracy, thank you. Tracy Walder, as always. Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.